Close your eyes. You're sitting in some sort of room. Beneath you is a wooden chair. It's uncomfortable. There's humming noise coming all around you. There's clacking of keyboards that you think it is. Maybe some mouse clicks. Potentially you're in a computer lab of sorts. Now open your eyes. You are indeed in a computer lab. In front of you is your computer monitor. To the right of you is somebody that you really wish you weren't sitting next to. And just directly ahead of you, to the left of your keyboard, is an open Butterfinger candy bar. What do you wish to do with this Butterfinger candy bar?
Sponsored by Butterfinger. Okay. Man, I'm now 36. I'm too old for this shit. I pick up the Butterfinger and I throw it at the person I don't like, and I'm out. I'm out. I'm heading out the door. Can you roll for dexterity? Okay, ready?
Yeah.
Ooh, what did I get?
11. You throw the candy bar, but it just gently touches their ear. You're just shy. So unfortunately, they didn't even really perceive, because they rolled their own perception check to this throw. They didn't even perceive that you threw it. Okay. You still choose to leave?
Yeah, the thing, like the gesture is, I'm out. There's, whether I hit them or not, whether they care or not, is it's just not important. The important thing is that I'm leaving the computer lab.
That you feel right, that you feel good about it. That's what you want.
I am too old to be in a computer lab.
All right. Well, so they didn't notice, but here, hold on. Okay. Doing some calculations. All right. So the girl that you liked did perceive that you threw it, but unfortunately, she had a crush on the guy that you don't like and threw the Butterfinger at.
36, don't care. I'm going home.
Well,
I'm heading down the hallway.
But Joe, this girl that you like, she just won the lottery and had tons of money. She super nice, super smart. I mean, she's pretty much perfect. I mean, you just leave? She's the girl of your dreams.
I'm 36. I'm going home to go take a nap. That's my dream. My dream is to take a goddamn nap.
Can you roll a confidence check?
Okay, ready, go.
I'm sorry, that's a nat 1. You have no confidence.
What else is new?
All right, everybody.
Regardless, I'm still heading home for home. Take me home, please, everybody, please.
Take me home to the place. Go for it. Go ahead. I belong.
That was Jacob.
West Virginia.
What are we doing?
Welcome
man?
Back, everybody, to the Carriage Way podcast for the month of April. Thank you for joining us. We are off to a little bit of a silly start, but this is the first thing we're recording in quite a while. 5 days. And, it's always shaking off a little bit of rust. We're trying out a couple new settings on our mics, so hopefully that sounds a little bit better than it did last week when we recorded. Not that I don't think it sounded bad necessarily, but it lacked perfection, I would say. Would you agree?
There were some rough spots, but I mean, I think on the whole it was. I think on the whole it was better.
Which spelling of whole?
Like preparation H.
Okay.
It feels good on the whole.
Nice.
Seth Green jokes from Austin Powers. Yeah, baby.
Shagadelic. Well, I think that can move us into our first segment of the day.
Nice segue.
I'm all about them segues. Which is, of course, as everybody knows who listens regularly, channel updates. What is new with the channel since last we talked on this podcast? I mean, we talk all the time, quite frankly.
What is new with the channel?
Well, for my birthday, Mom and Dad got another mic. So now Joe and I both have our own mic, and we don't have to sit on each other's laps anymore to share a single one.
So our new brother Mike.
Mikey. Prison Mike. So shout out to The Office and shout out to Until Dawn. Double shout out. Got new mic, got audio foam suppressant things, and got those hung up in our little studio. And that's the new setup here for us. So hopefully, I think in the room it sounds a little bit better to be in the room. Less echo, definitely, than there used to be. Joe, you compared it to just freshly fallen snow.
Oh, yeah. It's when those, maybe not everybody who listens lives in Montana, but when...
Although about half of our viewer base does.
When those big, flaky snowflakes come down. And
just like dandruff.
Like dandruff, but they come down really slow. You walk outside and you can't hear anything. It has that sound dampening effect. Mm-hmm. And I have the same sensation in the new recording space. I mean, it's the old recording space with the updates, but it's nice. It's good.
Yeah, and it is nice. It's a little bit hard to get used to with the new mic setup because I'm like looking straight ahead and I'm not looking at you. Like the old mic setup, we had it turned up louder. There's more hiss because of this, but it allowed a little bit more freedom of movement.
Because of this hiss.
Hiss. But yeah, I mean, it just takes a little bit to get used to. But I think overall and I know I've said this for a year, but really trying to learn like Adobe Audition to maximize the quality of our voices. Because what I've been doing is just I Googled how to make voices better, in Audition, and I just copied some YouTube channels like presets, and it helps, but it's not tailored to our setup. It's not tailored to our mics or our voices. So just taking the time to really learn that. But I mean, something about just getting the energy to do that, man. Jesus, give me a break.
Yeah.
But we hope that you can hear the sound differences. Also, looking forward to in the month of May, which is coming up here pretty fast, we hope that you join us on the weekends, because I don't know how regularly it will happen at this point, but we're going to expand out a little bit more from the realm of video games and do a few other podcast style type videos, and or not videos necessarily with like filming with a camera, but podcasts with our voices and maybe some new head designs and things that touch on some other subjects. Mm-hmm. So check us out for that. Be sure to subscribe so that you can follow us. Hit that bell icon so you can see channel updates. And we always appreciate a comment or two. But that is a topic for another day. Let us move on to our next segment. What we've been making in the month of April.
Oh man, I feel like a broken record. Just making art. That comic thing, very slow. They're very slow. It's not my job making comics or like even doing art anymore. But I start on the comic and then I feel, because it's not my forte, like I just don't have the line work down and I feel bad about it. So I just go back. It's like, man, I've got a lot of pictures to make, so I'm not making a whole lot.
You gotta stretch your wings, man. Stretch them.
I just, it's one of those things, you go through a full work week and then it's like you sit down to do line work and it's just not in my forte and it's not going well for hours. And then
nobody is born a B-Devin.
It is one of those things like, you've got to feel good about yourself. So you go back to what you know. And then I, put that time into something that, not profitable, but in the end of the day, you can look at it and go, hey, that's kind of neat. As opposed to so many days are, you put in that time and you're going, why am I alive? It's kind of one of those things.
I think you're too hard on yourself.
Maybe.
You need to learn to be a soft boy.
Not a freak boy?
Freak boy.
How about you?
Yeah, same.
Also a freak boy?
Super freaky. She's super freaky.
No, we are super freaky.
Yeah, just same. Just working on the Martha story. Very slow going because it's been the last month of the semester. And typically I don't like to complain about schoolwork. In fact, I like to brag about how unbusy I am with schoolwork and try to make people think I don't do anything. But then I always get offended when people act like I don't do anything. And life is easy for me because I have been super busy with that. And it's just been like getting a bunch of paperwork put together and filled out and a bunch. And I think the frustrating thing is it's just like all tedious work that like isn't mentally challenging, isn't engaging in any sort of way. It's just like the most dry, boring, meaningless kind of homework, and like it's writing papers, but like the papers are just on things I just simply don't care about. So I'm just rehashing what the teacher said and not even what I believe, but it's just so I can just at this point get it done and pass,
Yeah, that was very frustrating being in college and realizing late in my college career that the metrics for success aren't your critical thinking skills or your creativity. It's regurgitating whatever your professor said. Mm-hmm. And
you got to be a little bit smarter about it, though, because it's not like you can go to their slides and like straight up copy one for one. You have to almost make it seem like you came to the realization on your own that whatever the professor thinks is correct. You know what I mean by that? Like, if you're writing a paper,
absolutely,
it's like you have to be like, I came to this revelation in the middle of the night that, whatever you happen to believe is also what I believe, and that's the one true way. And it's like,
so you need to massage your professor's confirmation bias.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it sucks.
But I mean, I get a couple, like I'll occasionally have fun with a couple assignments where I get a little bit snarky, the snark comes out.
Paid off for me.
I think I'm smarter about my snark than maybe you were. I think I'm less blunt is what I mean to say.
Yeah, I mean, it's social intelligence. I don't have a whole lot of
There's a balance there because for every snarky comment, you need one comment of like sheer butt sniffery. Does that make sense? Like,
oh no,
and I think maybe you lack the butt sniffery quality.
I mean, I think even as somebody your age, I felt like I was too old. I was throwing the butterfinger at the dude and walking out the door and going home to take a nap.
Yeah, and look at the opportunity you missed out on.
For all of those years, I felt like I was too old. I just wanted to take a nap.
I don't like naps.
What?
I hate naps. I hate them. Always have.
I didn't even know that's physically possible.
It's gross. I hate taking a nap. I don't even like the word nap. I hate it.
That's... What?
I hate naps.
That's like, hating breathing.
No.
Naps are life.
Okay, you ready? You ready for this? Okay, naps are like a gross, just middle of the day, like you're not going to really feel more rested. You're just going to wake up dizzy and sweaty and like you just lost something, like you lost a piece of yourself. Oh. People who are successful don't take naps.
As somebody who's not successful and does take naps, I see your point.
Yeah, you have to agree.
I have to agree.
You'd be stupid to disagree, honestly. Honestly.
Okay, what's next?
Let's see. All right, media stuff. We have been... Joe, you misspelled that word. Media stuff. What we've been watching, playing, listening, whatever we want to talk about that we've been experiencing.
Wait, what did I misspell?
All right, so I've been watching a show called Barry. Not Barry. Barry.
Okay. I asked that, and I think you'd read it back to me. Berry.
No. Barry.
Damn it.
Barry.
I got my vowels mixed up. You were talking about Bory, right?
Yeah. No, I was talking about Burry.
Burry.
Yeah, so I've been watching to Kyle Bossman of the Easy Allies strong recommendation. Been watching the HBO show Barry.
This is some comedian, yes?
Yeah. Bill Hader, who I previously... Okay, I did not want to watch Barry because I'm not like a fan of Bill Hader and anything I've ever seen.
Okay,
like,
so just catch me up. Like, I don't even have an image in my mind. Who the hell is...
Bill Hader, he's just like a white guy with brown hair who's got kind of a funny face. I don't know how else to describe him.
That's me? Yeah. Am I Bill Hader?
Potentially. Bill Hader has more hair.
Oh.
He's kind of got big eyes, and like on SNL, like a lot of his humor relied mostly on like laughing during the skit.
Okay.
Like, the skit has gone terribly wrong.
So this is an SNL comedian.
Yeah, he's an SNL comedian. It's like, the skit went terribly wrong. Bill Hader started laughing, but it's funny because of how it wasn't supposed to be like this.
Oh yeah, Jimmy Fallon used to do that sort of shit.
Yeah,
and it's like, look how he turned out.
Yeah, well, yeah,
yeah,
he's pretty successful.
So Barry is better or worse than the Jimmy Fallon show?
10,000 times better.
Okay, Barry, so it still kind of sucks.
No. Like, Bill Hader has surprised me. Okay, Bill Hader is actually, he's in Superbad.
Mm-hmm.
He's one of the cops in Superbad.
Oh, the one that's not Seth Rogen.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, all right. Like, that guy's funny. Yeah, that guy's funny.
He's good in Superbad, and like he's really good in Barry, and he's like, I think he's one of the writers. He directs some of the episodes. But Barry is like really, really, really good.
Oh, okay. So what is the premise?
So Bill Hader, who plays a guy named Barry Berkman, he is a hitman who wants to be an actor. It's like the big premise.
As all hitmen do.
But he, as you learn more about the character, it's a very smart show with balancing humor, drama, sadness, and like talking about real issues like PTSD, depression, guilt, and like how working through those and coping with them and finding people to talk to. But
it's not a drama, it's still a comedy.
No, it's a drama. I would say it's like the closest show that I could think to compare it to is Breaking Bad.
Really?
In how it's told, it's funnier than Breaking Bad in that, and this is what I mean by it's really smart, is it uses humor very cleverly to break tension, but also make you not feel so bad about the terrible things that are going on. Because really bad things happen. Like, this is a show where if you are sensitive to characters dying and people getting shot and blood and just like really like bleak, effed up stuff, like don't watch Barry because it is full of that.
Okay, all right.
But I think it's easier to watch because it is also funny. There are comical characters. There are like bit characters in a way where like, and by bit I don't mean small, I mean like they're like doing bits, you know, like
okay, gotcha.
Like where you have like the Chechen mafia and they're just like they're two goons who are just playing off of each other with like stupidity and banter, you know.
Like the hockey players from
Letterkenny. Yeah, kind of. Yeah, like, you know, you kiss your mom with that mouth too, you know, that kind of stuff. Like not like that aggressive, but like Letterkenny, like the hockey players. Yeah, give your balls a tug. You know, that it is similar, like with some of that. But I think it's very, very smart. And if you have HBO because you're watching Game of Thrones, I do think it is worth a watch. I really do.
Oh, yeah. And speaking of Game of Thrones.
Oh.
Good segue.
No spoilers.
Oh, the spoiler. It turns out that
no, don't fake spoilers are even equally as bad as real spoilers.
I was gonna
don't even make
I was
a
gonna
joke
try to make it
spoiler.
obvious.
Don't even make it obvious, because then it's like it's just like, don't even entertain the spoiler. This is the philosophy to uphold, like, don't. It's like the fake spoilers of like, oh, did you hear Nathan Drake dies at the end of Uncharted 1? And then it's like someone goes and it's like, okay, so then the point of that is, now I know Nathan Drake doesn't die at the end of Uncharted 1, but now that's something that I even have to think about, and it's just like, what's the point? Like, what's the point of a fake spoiler?
Well, I think the spoiler culture and Game of Thrones are intertwined.
Don't.
No, but I mean, the thing is it's like, oh, this cultural touchstone, and spoilers are, in spoiler culture are just, that's the thing that, that most people concerned about, and to say something ridiculous. I don't know. I was trying to be funny.
Yeah, no, but I'm
and then you brought
sensitive.
me down. Is that what Barry is like?
Pretty much. Try to be funny, then bring you down. Try to be funny, then bring you down.
We're mostly a drama.
Yeah, I think we could be a dramedy here at Carriage Way.
Yeah, we're kind of like Breaking Bad, but in one of us is a bald guy with a beard, and the other one is a younger guy who's gotten in over his head.
Yeah, surrounded by bad influences everywhere.
It's time to cook, Jacob. Is that a line from Breaking Bad?
Jesse, we have to cook. Jesse,
it's kind of like
Jesse, put it up your butt.
Yeah, just imagine Rick and Morty, pretty much.
Yeah.
Shove it up your butt, Jesse. the blue meth, Jesse. Don't question it. Just shove it up your butt.
But yeah, how are you enjoying the new season?
Loosely about Game of Thrones.
Loosey goosey. That was episode 3. Coming up, episode 3, loosey goosey.
I'm so sensitive to spoilers that I am like personally offended when I even hear like titles of an episode. Like, I didn't want to know going in like the broad subject of any part of it. I don't want to know the character. I would skip the recaps of Game of Thrones episodes because the recaps would tease too much the characters who are going to be involved. I don't want to know anything. But anyway, you always do, and like, people are terrible about spoilers with that show and love it so much to spoil things. But generally, done with the spoiler conversation. I know, move on, Jacob. We get it, dude. Moving on to the actual show, the season. I am enjoying it. I think it's a slow start to the season, which I don't think is necessarily bad because it's been 2 years since the last season, but I think it is still paced weird. Like, the pacing of the show is, and I mean, it's always kind of like since, maybe season 4, even maybe earlier, the pacing has always been a little bit weird in Game of Thrones, where they spend a very long time on things that are boring or don't matter, and then quickly go through things that do matter or are entertaining.
You can sort of see their budget, where you have your big battles and your dragon fights and whatever the fuck that require expensive CGI, versus things that don't cost a lot, like 2 people standing in an environment and just talking. Mm-hmm. I think it's just the show budget at play.
Yeah.
I think you can see the
But talking, it's not that the talking is not interesting.
No, I mean...
It's like they just spend a really long time on some things that just are really dull. And I think that this season, I don't want to like diss it because Game of Thrones is still my favorite show of all time. Although the new seasons, I don't think... If you were just to go and start at like season 5, it wouldn't be my favorite show of all time, if that makes sense.
No, we were talking about the other day that...
The other day.
In the past couple seasons, it's kind of fallen off for me. I'm still invested because of all the previous seasons that were immaculate. Mm-hmm. And now it's just a good show. But because I'm invested, I'll keep watching. But this isn't the show I fell in love with. It's just kind of, it feels a little like the ghost of the show I fell in love with. You know,
It's like the White Walker of the show you fell in love with.
Yeah, I mean, it's so fan servicey now and handholdy, and
that is true. Like,
Gendry runs for 40 goddamn miles in
20 minutes.
In 20 minutes, like, that doesn't make any goddamn sense. Come on, it used to be so grounded, and now it feels very soap opera-y.
Yeah, that is true. Like, I think that. And I think that's what I mean by pacing issues. Like, having Gendry run 40 miles in 20 minutes is a thing that they should have not instantly just blown over. You know, like, that doesn't take a lot of budget. That's just something that it seems like they just wanted to hurry that up. Like, oh, well, we just want this episode to be done. Just have him run 40 miles and then just so that it can be over. And when it's like, no, like, that would have been an instance to kind of draw that out. And then they take, you know, other points and they just like freaking beat it, like beating a dead horse of, you know, like, we get it. We understand.
Yeah. And I'd made the comparison, and this is, you know, time for Venn diagrams. You know, the people who know Ranma as an entire series of anime.
Ranma one half
versus Game of Thrones, that you had in Ranma one half, the manga series by Rumiko Takahashi, the anime had caught up to where she was in the manga, and then the anime series writers were just like making shit up for these characters to do, and then it just went off the rails, and it just wasn't any good anymore. You know, it was good when they had something to base it on, like a springboard for creativity. But when they were left to their own devices, the show kind of went off the rails. And I've got to feel like something similar is happening with Game of Thrones, where they caught up and surpassed George R.R. Martin, Martin. And, you know, what do we riff on? Or maybe they're so, like, you know, hey, we're the writers of this hit show. It's like, what we say is law. And, you know, TV writing is different than like novel writing. You know, it's a different level of creativity, and TV writers write flashy, fan servicey sort of shit. And that's what we're seeing since they surpassed the books.
Yeah, I mean, like, I know this was last season, and I don't consider this a spoiler, that there's a weird Ed Sheeran cameo that is just like... See, that's not a spoiler because it's
that's
like...
super spoiler!
No, that's not a spoiler because Ed Sheeran being in the show, and it was like, why? Why is Ed Sheeran in here? Like, get him out of here. And the fact that if he was just like a bit actor who gets it like beheaded, fine. But like he's like singing a song as Ed Sheeran, it's like stupid. That's stupid. Don't have Ed Sheeran in your... you know, your fantasy political drama that is super engrossing to millions of people. Like, don't do that.
And the thing is that the show had cameos before with famous people, but as extras, as background characters, you probably wouldn't notice. But the Ed Sheeran thing was very overt, very like, oh, can you believe it? It's Cher, and she's here in Game of Thrones, as Cher. And, you know, or like whoever famous, like that's...
You know, it kind of felt like in Persona 4 Golden, like the music scene that they added, where it's just like, why is this here? Like, why are you now, you're forming a band and everybody is like somehow an expert of that music, like that musical instrument, and you create the next top 100 pop song in Japan, and it's like, why is that a thing? Why did you think that was a smart thing to do as a writer?
Time for the Venn diagram. Okay, people who've watched all of Game of Thrones, people who've watched all of Ranma one half, and people who've played all of Persona 4 Golden.
Yeah, I don't know.
Right in.
I think it's just the thing where there's just a lot of stupidity of writers where they just go, they just, obviously they're good writers. Obviously they have proven themselves as good writers, but they do some really stupid stuff sometimes that is completely for the sole purpose of, like you said earlier, fan service. It is, what did the people want to see? You know, what is it that
people love the Sheeran. You know, Sheeran's on the top charts everywhere. We gotta get the Sheeran in there.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, why though, dude?
And it might not even be the
or gal.
I mean, it might not even be the writers. You know, maybe
it's like the producer's nephew is Ed Sheeran.
Or no, like that's it. Like the upper management has taken notice of the creativity, and they're like, it's like, oh, this used to be just our little like art house project here at HBO, but like, oh, it's so big now. Like, we can't leave anything to chance. You know, we're gonna put in all the fucking fan servicey shit that we can. You know, as our whole network is like, revolving around the show.
And we need to reference the fans with the memes, you know, the memes
the Battle
are just
of the
going to go
Bastards.
nuts. We got to get the keyboard cat in here.
Like, it's just like, no, dudes. I guarantee you that there has been a meeting at HBO where they have tried to get the keyboard cat to come on HBO.
Keyboard cat said no. That's why they got Ed Sheeran.
Yeah.
They're like,
oh my God.
Well, let's see. Keyboard cat has orange fur. Ed Sheeran has orange hair.
Okay.
Will people even notice?
YouTube, you have homework. Okay. Splicing keyboard cat for Ed Sheeran on Game of Thrones.
Did Keyboard Cat die? Sorry to bring everybody down, but did Keyboard Cat die?
Oh man, it's been a lot of years, but cats can live pretty.
I thought I heard a headline that Keyboard Cat
died.
So maybe that's
R.I.P. Keyboard Cat.
Yeah, so maybe don't make, that's probably in poor taste to do keyboard. I guess you could put Keyboard Cat in as a White Walker.
That would be in poor taste. That would be in poor taste.
Sorry, everybody. Jeez. I had to go there.
No, you didn't. No,
yeah, I had to. It had to be done. It had to be said. The fans wanted it. You know what, Joe? I think we're just as guilty of fan service as Game of Thrones. That's
but look who's walking it. It's Ed Sheeran.
No,
he's here, everybody.
Hey, Ed, please. Now's not the time. Just leave. Yeah, thank you. Oh, yeah, thank you for your time.
Did you look at his face? Oh, it was so sad.
It was so round and sad.
He looked like Ron Weasley.
Hermione,
I like you, I guess. I don't know. I don't know Harry Potter.
No, you don't.
Hey, Ron Weasley likes Hermione. Or is that a spoiler?
That's a spoiler.
Cut it out.
That's more of a spoiler than anything I could have possibly said about Game of Thrones ever.
All right, I'll cut it out. I'll edit that out.
Okay, all right.
All right, Joe, you want to talk about your experiences with Okami?
You mean Sekiro?
Yeah, oh yeah, sorry.
Yeah, it's a Japanese word. I don't know. All Japanese words are the same.
They call Sekiro Okami in the game. Do you not hear that? You're not listening to the Japanese. Joe's listening to the English dub, everybody.
Wow, it's way to shame me.
I didn't realize that I was shaming you at first but they do call him Okami. Like if you listen to the Japanese version, when they call him Wolf, they call him Okami. They go, Okamio. Come here, Okamio.
Really?
Because Sekiro means one-armed wolf.
Okay.
When they just call him Wolf, because like that's what his title was before he lost his arm, they just call him Wolf. They call him Okami or Okamio.
Oh, well, like Kami, do you know what that means?
Wolf.
No. Kami is spirit. So like Okami would be honorable spirit, like a god.
Well, maybe they don't call him Okami then. I swore they did.
Oh, I
how
don't
would you say wolf?
Wolf is shoot, I don't know. But Okami,
I swore they called him Okami. All right, so tell me about Sekiro.
Man, I keep playing through it. I like it a lot. It's kicking my ass a whole bunch, and I'm just, I don't think I have the reflexes, the raw ability to maybe even finish it. But to be fair, I was waiting for that. Okay. I just don't, I'm always there in the Hidetaka Miyazaki games. I always reach that point where I'm like, there's no way I can finish this. It's not in me. I'm just not good at video games. I'm just not, and somehow it always happens.
Mm-hmm. You'll be able to beat it.
Yeah. But right now it looks fucking insurmountable.
You haven't
like
even explored all the side areas and stuff.
No, I haven't. It just anytime like I butt up against a mini boss, even not even the proper bosses, I haven't even
proper bosses are easier than a lot of the mini bosses.
On my own, I haven't beat a single proper boss. You coached me through one of them, and you beat the other one for me. Anytime I butt up against a proper boss, I just get my buns waxed.
Mm-hmm. Nice
okay.
saying.
Oh, no. Okay. Venn diagram is people who've seen Bravest Warriors on Frederator's YouTube channel.
I haven't.
Oh, okay. Pendleton Ward, who created Adventure Time, had a YouTube show called Bravest Warriors. Through Frederator, which is the animation company that Adventure Time is made through.
Oh.
And Bee and Puppy Cat and a bunch of other shows.
Oh.
Like
other shows that don't even deserve naming, apparently.
Fairly Odd Parents.
Oh.
I think.
Barf.
It's pretty. I don't have anything against Fairly Odd Parents. It's no Invader Zim.
Oh, yeah. Sure.
Which debuted on the same day.
Really?
You did.
Well, which one was more successful?
A Fairly Odd Parents, by far. In my heart, Invader Zim has always been more successful.
A Room with a Moose.
Spoilers.
Let's see. So, I mean, but like as far as like with Sekiro, I mean, I beat it and got like the generic ending. And I was going through my second playthrough, but I thought, I got to give Joe a run through this game. I'm being selfish, so Joe snagged it, and he's been chipping his way through it. And I don't think you're bad at the game. I think it's just, you don't have enough. You rolled a nat 1 on confidence, Joe.
I mean, the thing that gets me though, and this isn't exactly a spoiler as it's in reviews and shit, but the game punishes you for losing, not by making, hampering your play or anything, just by making the characters around you get sick and die. And that hurts me deep in my soul.
Yeah.
I'm so not about like feeling bad about, so
don't worry about that too much.
Okay. With the other Souls games, I would be like, okay, I've run up against this boss that's almost impossible to beat. Your punishment is that they take your shit away. And the thing is if it hurts me, it's like, okay, that hurts the first time and then I'm kind of over it. Whereas this game, it keeps hurting me because it's hurting like the other characters around you. And that feels like extra fucked up. And I'm just extra on edge. Because I don't want to be responsible for any of these like people's death. And, inevitably, if I keep playing, that's going to happen. And it never not hurts.
I think it's a cool system.
It's very cool for making me feel like I'm walking on eggshells constantly. I have to, is this the game to put that system in?
Yes.
Okay.
I think it is. I think it's a very neat system for this game because, there isn't just the very principal mechanic of resurrecting and being able to, I think it's answering a question of, well, what's the cost then? What is the cost of this power to resurrect in this gameplay mechanic? It can't just be given to you for free. Nothing in life is free, So it's you resurrecting from death is drawing the life force away from the people that you've met.
And I would counter that by any boss fucking encounter. You have the fog walls that appear around you. And it's punishing you for going and trying the boss.
No,
whereas before in Dark Souls or Bloodborne, you walk in, like they knock you around a bit, but you learn a bit and you can keep throwing yourself against it until you learn it. Whereas this is actively discouraging you from trying.
No, I don't think
that's what it feels like.
Yeah, maybe you feel that way, but the system isn't designed that punishing. There is plenty of chances to basically get the power away, to heal people, and to and it really does take quite a few deaths for it to even take a toll on anybody.
Yeah, but the game itself doesn't convey any of that. What else we got?
Okay, leave it on that note.
No,
Joe doesn't like Sekiro, I guess.
No, I'm not saying I don't like. This is just it's a little nitpicky, but it's, if I could change the design doc, go back in time and like change the design doc, I would have changed this thing.
Okay.
And a couple other things, but like, generally speaking, it's a game I really like. It's kind of standing in its own way in some aspects for me.
Okay. I like that you added the for me part, because to me, I think it stands up there with Bloodborne, and I really appreciated a lot of I wasn't excited about a lot of the changes, but I grew to really love a lot of the things that they did in their design, and I think a lot of it was smart, both mechanically and narratively.
Yeah. I mean, it's a very smart game. Would recommend. Yes. Yeah.
One other thing I wanted to mention that I've been watching is not a TV show, but a YouTube channel that I found called Townsend's, Townsends, and it's like this guy, and I think his family kind of runs it, but he's like a reenactment dude, like
historical,
historical, like 1700s reenactment. This guy, so he like wears tricorn hats and like.
Wait, what did you say?
Tricorn hats.
I'm sorry, just again.
Tricorn hats.
You mean tricorner hats?
No, the tricorn. Google it.
Okay, tricorn sounds like you're a unicorn with 3 horns.
Google it. It's called a tricorn hat.
No, it's a tricorner hat.
Okay. Well, wait.
Okay, Google is happening right now.
Okay. I can see Joe's light on his phone.
Okay, yeah.
The light over the end of his tunnel.
All right. Tricorn.
There he goes. He's searching.
Get the hell out.
What are they called? Wait, how is it spelled?
I thought
I'm mean, because if I was tricorner hat, I would have edited this out. But now that it's tricorn hat, I'm going to leave it in. What? Because then there's also bicorn hats. It is like unicorn, Joe. It's how many prongs there are to your hat.
Son of a bitch. I always thought it was tricorner hat.
No.
Huh.
But you're forgiven. I forgive you.
So, like the Bloodborne Hunter.
Hunter.
Does
he? Yeah, I guess he does.
Yeah.
One of the hats. Yeah, but he wears like his tricorner hats. And
just another thing I will never live down.
And he like.
Why do you always put me up on a pedal stool?
You damn crowd.
Squid.
Yeah, IT crowd.
Yeah. We all have blind spots.
Yeah, I get it. I understand. I'm going to edit out the other stuff that I said that was stupid in this podcast. So, so I understand. But anyway, he's just like this reenactment dude who does cooking recipes from the 17 and 1800s. And it's actually pretty interesting just from a historical point of view. And like he talks about like, top egg preservation methods that were used in the 1700s. And, like... Oh,
just out of curiosity, what would those be?
So it's not like pickled eggs but to preserve raw eggs.
Okay.
Like one strategy would be to bury your eggs in salt. One would be there's like some sort of like wheat meal that you could put your eggs in that would preserve it. But like the most reliable was, it's called like limic acid or something. It's like limestone that's ground up and then treated in some way, and it was like a great preservation method that you put your eggs in, and it would just keep them preserved for about 8 months. Raw. Yeah, and I mean, like, just interesting stuff like that. You know, he shows you how to make salted pork. Not that I ever will, but it's just like from...
It's just fascinating, like how people lived.
Especially, you know, writing a historical fiction book, it's like, oh man, I need to go and really add a lot of these details in, and because like even just knowing the types of seasonings and spices and foods that would have been available to people.
Yeah, in a particular place at a particular time.
A lot of nutmeg.
I remember being really impressed some time ago when I watched a documentary about how they make lutefisk.
What is that, like preserved fish?
Yeah, it's like some sort of fish, but they actually like submerge it in lye, which is nothing you would ever want to ingest. It's, you know.
Are you sure it's not lime? Because it could be like that lime powdered stuff that they did the eggs.
I don't think it was like lye, the thing that like dissolves
like you put in
flesh.
Cement. Yeah.
You know, and it was just, you know.
Not lime like citrus lime, but like lime, like limestone.
I am so uncertain about myself now.
Yeah, well,
I don't want to like take a hard stand on anything now.
Yeah. Oh, well, you know, I mean, there's just like weird preserving methods that they did.
I just remember like, you know, these huge vats of lye. I thought the thing that you would use to dissolve organic material, and they would dunk, you know, a bunch of fucking gross ass fish in there for, you know, and then they would rinse it, and then, you know, so, you know, for some fucking Northern European holiday or something, I can't remember. I'm very, like, you have shaken me with your
core,
with your tricorn hat. You have knocked me off my horse, and I am
your
on
posture.
the ground.
Your posture has been broken.
You've broken
I'm
my
ready
posture.
for the death blow.
Yeah, it's man.
Well, you'll be all right, Joe.
I'm just about to throw this Butterfinger at your head and walk out the goddamn door. I need to take a nap.
To move on from Townsend's, we're going to talk about our final segment, Biatch.
Oh, shit.
Biatch. So are we going to do old Biatch first?
Yeah, let's do the old bets first.
Okay, so...
I think we can both agree it's the worst case scenario.
We bet last month on the Metacritic scores of Mortal Kombat 11, and Days Gone, both releasing mid-April. Specific dates, I think Mortal Kombat 11 released April 23rd, doesn't really matter, and Days Gone releases... Has it even come out yet? Did it come out yesterday?
I think so.
Or today?
No, April 25th.
26th.
Oh, 25th is when the reviews went live.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
So April 26th.
So today. Ooh.
Yeah, at the time of this recording.
Gotcha.
We bet on the Metacritic scores for those games. For Mortal Kombat 11, I bet 93. Joe bet 90. The correct Metacritic score is 83. And this is for the PS4 version, if anybody's curious. And so the correct score was 83. So Joe gets a point.
And that probably got that low of a score because they put in some fucking draconian ass
600-hour plus
microtransaction kind of fuckery. Yeah. Because every review I saw just praised it to high heavens, and then it came down to like, oh, this game is trying to extort money from you by playing it, so we can't give it the score it deserves.
Well, which I don't mind. Like,
no. That's the best way to review. It's fucked up that they did that shit.
Yeah, it's like, don't let it get a pass.
I didn't know that was going to happen. I assumed Jacob was going to get that one. But no, it's that's an unexpected win.
I think mine was too high anyway. Like, I think I went too high.
I mean, but from all the previews, it looked like it was going, I'm not exactly sure of the Metacritic for Injustice 2, but I remember it being like crazy high, which was that team's previous game.
All right. So, Joe, you got a point, though, for that.
Okay. So 1 point, Joe.
Days Gone, Joe bet 84. I bet 81. The correct Metacritic of Days Gone is 72.
Woo!
So that is a good old point for Mr. Jacob.
Yeah, so we've tied.
And we only bet on 2 games last month because those were like the only 2 we really saw of coming out of major releases, or of this month.
Yeah.
And so, Joe, what does the loser. We're both losers in this case.
And all other cases.
What do we both have to do?
We both have to Photoshop our younger self from the 90s fighting our modern selves. So
woo. Hey.
Yeah.
So you can check those out on Twitter on @carriage_way, or no, that's probably where you'll check them out. Yeah, pretty much that's where you'll check them out. Exactly. So we linked to our Twitter in the description below, and we hope to see you there. And also, if you're there, might as well follow us if you haven't already. Not that we post very often, but occasionally we'll come up with something funny.
Yeah, like pears.
Bears, am I right?
Bears.
Or like camels.
Camels?
Mm-hmm. Remember Mom said something about camels?
Oh.
Aren't camels just the worst? I think is what she said.
Yeah, she can't, kick that cigarette habit.
Yeah.
That's not what she meant. Weirdly, that's not what she meant. She was talking about the animal.
All right, so we will both be making those Photoshop versions of ourselves, and in the very near future.
And to remedy this so we there's a tie again, we're always doing odd numbered bets.
In the future.
So especially this month, we had to reach far to come up with the.
We have to go to a movie. So are you ready for our new bets, Joe?
Yep.
All right, so Detective Pikachu, a movie that everybody is highly looking forward to.
It might be good.
Comes out May 10th in theaters near you.
Okay.
What will be the Metacritic score of Detective Pikachu?
The Metacritic score will be 72.
All right, the Metacritic score will be 77.
Okay.
I know I went too high. I know movies have low Metacritic scores, but
some of them do. There are certain movies that become sacred cows that you just can't say anything bad about.
All right, Rage 2 comes out May.
And we're back in video games.
Okay, back in video game world. Rage 2 comes out May 14th, and the Metacritic score of Rage 2 will be 88.
Oh, 82.
Yeah, I went too high again.
Maybe.
Knew it right after I said it. I was like,
maybe.
I was thinking, Doom, I think has a high 80s, like some Bethesda stuff does, but then you also have like a lot of Bethesda stuff that really gets low.
It's Bloodworth's Pop-Tart, dude.
Yeah, I guess.
You have that going for you.
All right, and our final game that we will be betting on is Team Sonic Racing, coming out May 21st.
It's a mascot racing game, which I never fucking understood about, and from a long series of Sonic the Hedgehog kart racing games, that he's supposed to run really fucking fast, right?
Yeah.
Why does he need a car? Cars can still probably go faster than a hedgehog. I mean, hedgehogs don't even go very fast at all. I just don't. I mean, when the whole characters, the whole point of their existing is that they can go fast.
Well, it's the catchphrase is "I gotta go fast," which, you know, that's opened up to many different means of transportation. I gotta go fast in a car. I gotta go fast on a skateboard. It doesn't have to be I gotta go fast on my feet.
How many car commercials have you seen with Usain Bolt?
I'm sure at least one.
Really?
I'm sure.
I don't.
It's got to be like a Geico commercial or something.
I mean, maybe as a joke, it's like, oh, here's the fastest person alive. Let's put them like in a car commercial. That's the most goddamn absurd thing you can.
That's a good idea, though. I honestly think that is a good, because it's like, look, this guy who's faster than anybody you know, anybody in the world, drives our car because it's so fast.
But the thing is Sega isn't selling cars.
They could be, though. Maybe they're dipping their toes into the car
to sell go-karts.
Yeah,
that go faster than Sonic the Hedgehog.
Sells generators. Why can't?
And gym memberships and
security cameras
and security
camera.
Nice. Okay, so Sonic the Hedgehog, Jacob, what's it going to be?
Yeah, you go first.
No, I thought I went.
You went first on Detective.
Oh, okay, gotcha. It's gonna be low. It's gonna be low in this Mario Kart world that we live in. It's gonna be 78.
Okay. I'm glad you went so high. That's super high, Joe. Okay, you went super high on that Metacritic. Because I'm gonna say 65.
Okay, I just know that from past experience, all Sonic the Hedgehog games, they all score way higher than they should.
I think
because there's so many
higher than it
there's
should.
so many goddamn furries out there.
We're talking at you, all you Game Informer reviewers, because they're the ones that are going to affect Metacritic. Game Informer.
Yeah. I think I'm just trying to remember back, because there's been quite a few of those Sonic kart racers, and they all review way higher than you think.
Mm-hmm.
And this one, it seems like, it's going to review less, because, I don't know, there's slightly less furries at Game Informer.
There's nothing wrong with being a furry.
No, it's just,
Yeah, to each their own.
Of course.
But anyway, we did not talk about this off camera, but we need stakes for this bet.
Oh, goddamn. I completely forgot.
What will the loser have to do? Can I, while you're thinking about something, can I just say a point? Is it effed up that we punish a loser instead of rewarding the winner?
Oh, interesting.
There's a little bit of philosophy for you.
What if we could do both? Is that whatever the loser had to do would reward the winner?
Mm-hmm.
So whoever loses has to draw the persona of the person who wins.
No, what? The persona?
No, the fursona.
Oh, the fursona. Okay, yeah, because I was thinking it has to be furry related after you're talking about that.
No, the fursona. So whoever loses has to draw as I'm expecting that I will lose.
Yeah. I mean, that's a good bet. That's a good stakes. I mean, it's good stakes.
Is that it?
Wait, can we add another? Because Rage 2 is also coming out.
Okay.
Can the fursona has to have a pink mohawk in honor of Rage 2?
It has to. Like, I thought that even before you said Rage 2.
Okay. And the fursona actually relates to also Detective Pikachu.
Oh my god. And it has to be part of a slash fiction with Pikachu.
That I would rather write slash fiction than draw a persona, honestly.
In the back of my mind, it's so weird and obscene.
I do like the added writing stakes. Although it might be too much. Is that too much?
Yeah.
All right, just the fursona with the pink mohawk.
Boinking Pikachu.
Censor it. Make it acceptable for the kids.
I don't know what I'm not on Twitter. Would Twitter?
No, I don't think Twitter
would care about somebody's persona.
No, Twitter would encourage it.
Yeah,
but I don't want that on the internet. I don't want you
associated with
drawing
the channel.
Yeah, I don't want you drawing me doing that.
Do you want new steaks?
No. I mean, just drop the boinkage of the Pikachu and just keep the fursona with the pink mohawk.
Okay, all right.
That's the stakes.
Gotcha.
All right, everybody. Thank you very much for listening to this Carriage Way podcast. We hope to see you next month on the last Sunday of May. And join us for our Let's Play stuff, playing Symphony of the Night, playing some Samurai stuff, and Tamriel Tuesdays, of course. And we might be doing some other podcasts to look forward to. So we hope to see you then.
Bye, everybody.
You forgot about your lake bed thing again. Your lake bed thing? You don't want to do that anymore? You're gonna do that?